The subway is probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my entire life. Top 3 all time, best hike I've ever done. Everyone knows the subway. If you're into canyoneering, if you're a big hiker, you've probably heard of Subway. It's iconic. I mean, Subway's known for its literal subway-like feature at the end of the canyon. I got nothing more to add about Subway. A canyon of this caliber, a canyon this beautiful, deserves an award-winning crew. And I knew immediately who I had to text first, okay? First person on the list, Trevor Larson himself. My right-hand man, especially when it comes to skydiving, when it comes to climbing, when it comes to just stupid things, especially requiring Speedos. The next person I needed to text was Miss Always on Time, Never Late, Talia.
Sorry, I'm so chronically late.
Hello, Miss Chronically Late.
Hey.
You ready to adventure?
Uh-huh.
We can't see you, but she's ready to adventure, y'all.
And rounding off our list, rounding off the crew, one of the 3 legendary Chads, Layla Mitchell herself. Layla's a beast. She's always coming on these adventures. She's always down for something big or something grand. It's Layla. I mean, you don't need anything else. So at 1 in the morning, the night before, I'd send Trevor a text. I said, yo, Trevor, I got an idea. Bring your Speedo to Subway tomorrow. And without asking a single question, he said, I'm down, and there we were. So I get all my gear ready, get it all organized, we go to bed. I wake up in the morning, have my classic oatmeal. It exploded, but what can you do? One of the coolest parts of this canyon for me is probably the drive up. The drive up is gorgeous. You're coming up these roads, and especially when you do this canyon, you're probably doing it when the sun's rising because you want to start earlier. Because of that, you're driving up these beautiful freaking roads. The sun's coming out, it's lighting up the clouds, it's lighting up the rocks, it's lighting up the valleys. The drive up is amazing, and it's a really good foreshadow of what's to come on this canyon. Because like I said, this canyon's gorgeous. So we do our little drive, we get our B-roll, doing YouTuber things, and then we get to the trailer.
Me, on me. Hi, YouTube.
No. And so after a bunch of shenanigans, we start packing up the gear, we load up, and we start hiking. And 10 minutes into this thing, I realized something, okay? You know that sick feeling that you feel when you're forgetting something? Well, guess what I forgot, everyone? My Speedo and the permit.
I literally forgot the Speedo and the permit. Ridiculous. So we're headed back, and we're gonna grab it.
To get to this actual canyon, it's really simple. The trail is super paved. This is a well-run canyon. One of the key features is the almost wave-like rocks that you find as you're descending into this canyon. Just enjoying it, man. You get that beautiful scenery. It's Zion, but as you can see, it's absolutely insane.
Alrighty, y'all. There's our canyon. Just made it. How far have we gone? How many miles? 3.7 miles. There's Trevor. Made it 3.7 miles. We're now dropping down, and then it's time to get wet. All right, y'all, the canyon begins. Here we go. Off to there's the first rappel. There. Time to rappel, baby.
And it starts you out with a nice 20-foot rappel. Really easy, hard to mess up. If the water's high enough, you could probably skip it. The rappelling, any of the technical stuff on this canyon is quite easy. You do still need to be well-versed and know what you're doing canyoneering-wise, but I mean, your biggest rappel is like 35 feet, 40 feet. It's all a piece of cake. You're in it for the views. As we're making our way through this canyon, it's beautiful. We see the rocks already starting to be carved in the subway-like fashion. Everyone's just wide-eyed. Everyone's enjoying the canyon, the views, the scenes. Shortly after the first rappel, I had to stop. I had to get my wetsuit on. I probably could have done this without a wetsuit, but you always go back and forth with the wetsuits. I'm glad I had it. It certainly saved me lots of shivering, that's for sure.
All right, everyone. I don't know how deep this is. I don't know how cold it is, but we're sure gonna find out. My toes are barely touching. Have fun swimming.
And we come up to one of my favorite parts of the canyon, that's the second rappel. The second rappel is probably 15 feet, and it's off this like little waterfall looking thing. It's really fun, really entertaining. You really feel like you're an actual canyoneer, if you will. And we also took some dope pictures. Check those out. And then how could I forget about one of my favorite parts of this specific area, which is a little hole you can crawl through. It makes me feel like some creature, I don't know. Another cool thing about this canyon is all the logs that are just like jammed in the middle of it. And we come up on the final rappel. Now the final rappel, nothing too big. It's probably the biggest of the 3 rappels. In fact, I think it is the biggest of the 3 rappels. 40 feet max from like the top of the anchors. So we pull up to this final rappel and it's showtime, baby. So while everyone's setting up the rappel, I sneak around the corner.
All right, everyone, it's time, baby.
And let me tell y'all, when you've been going through a wet canyon and it's cold and you've been in a wetsuit and you're freezing, the last thing you want to do is take off the wetsuit and put on a Speedo. But we did it for the content, I did it for you guys. I did it mostly for me, but there we were. So I change into this thing, I go get on my gear, and a harness feels really weird when you're only wearing a Speedo, but I put it on and I rappel off this thing.
What do we have here? I come around the corner.
Just a sexy man.
I leave you alone for
On a rope.
1 second. And what do we got? Chris in a Speedo. Look at that tall glass of water.
Woo! Hey ladies and men.
Ended up having to swim through a pool that I didn't even film because it was that cold. We come to this beautiful final area of the subway, and this is the most famous part, right? You have this perfectly clear water, it's flowing through the canyon, and it curves out to the right in this beautiful looking tunnel. And for some reason, absolutely no one there. It was perfect, just for us, right? When we pull up to this final part, I fully believe that because Trevor and I brought Speedos with the full express intent of wearing them in this part, everyone was cleared out. Everyone knew we needed our moment. So we go get the camera set up. I have my Speedo on. We're ready to take this shot. And like a gladiator entering the freaking arena, we get the shot.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the subway.
After I get my share of the spotlight, Trevor joins. Did it in Mexico, we did it in the subway, and Trevor, comment where we're doing it next.
When have you ever seen a man in a Speedo in the subway? You know what I mean? It further enhances the beauty of Zion National Park. Alrighty, y'all. The dream that was conceived last night at 1 in the morning has come to fruition.
So while we're doing our Speedo thing, the girls are jumping in the water, they're having fun, we're all eating snacks, and then we got the hike out of here. It's probably about 5 miles of an exit. It's really not bad. It's pretty paved. It's across this beautiful river, and you go back and forth on it. The trees look great, the scenery was beautiful, and again, there was barely anyone on this thing. I don't know what was in the air. There was maybe 1, 2 groups, but that's very rare for the subway. So we're going through, and the entire time, I'm telling everyone about the horrors that await them with this exit.
All right, y'all. We made it to the exit, and we're gonna rest for a sec. What we got is a nice staggering, straight uphill trail right to the car. So essentially, hell awaits.
Last year when we did it, we had to stop multiple times. We had to rest, I was out of breath, I was dying, the gear was too heavy, yada, yada, yada. We start hiking up this exit, we're walking, we're walking, we're walking. The whole time I'm like, oh, it's not too bad, we can keep going. All right, so we keep going, we keep going, we keep going. Next thing you know, we did this thing without stopping. In 1 year, I had made that much progress that we did that entire thing without stopping. I know what you're thinking, Chris, the exit's not even that bad. Listen, I was dying a year ago. All right, so this is progress. And that's what we're here for, baby. Progression, improvement, freaking excellence, and Speedos. That's probably why, honestly, because I just had the Speedo to worry about. No other items of clothing to really carry. But we get up and we exit this canyon.
The car, the blessed car. Nothing beats getting to the car after a canyon. Seeing your salvation firsthand. All right, Trevor, what'd you think of the canyon?
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful.
I love that.
It was a unique canyon, that's for sure.
It definitely was. What did you think of the canyon?
Oh, it was a great time. Good decision to ditch school.
Yes, yes. Always is. Always is. Talia, your 4th canyon ever. What'd you think?
Grand. 10 out of 10 out of the 4.
And I don't think it was as beautiful as the last time I did it. Last time the leaves were changing, the sun was out a little more, and there was water flowing the entire time down the walls. It was cool. You can't beat Subway. You can't beat Subway. The exit got a lot easier, even though my bag was heavier. We're just on the gain train, and we didn't even stop, honestly. That was solid.
But thank y'all for joining me on this journey. Comment down below where I should wear my Speedo next. I don't care where it is, I'll probably do it. Give it a like, subscribe, follow my Instagram. I post dope pictures. Follow my TikTok. Look up other videos. That's all I got. That's all I got. Peace out, y'all.
Hey!